Have you ever found yourself wide awake in the dead of night? Clock staring back at you, often around 2 a.m., feeling frustrated and restless? You're not alone. That agonizing feeling of lying there, watching the minutes tick by, knowing you should be deep in slumber but your mind is suddenly buzzing, can be utterly exhausting. It's a painful reality for so many of us, turning what should be a peaceful sanctuary into a nightly battleground. You dread going to bed, anticipating that inevitable wake-up call, and then wake up feeling groggy, low on energy, and just not quite yourself. Many people simply dismiss this as just getting older, an unavoidable part of life after 60. But what if I told you there's often a deeper meaning behind these consistent 2 a.m. awakenings? There's a secret your body might be trying to tell you. In this video, we're going to dive into some surprising reasons why you might be waking up at precisely that time. And more importantly, we'll look at simple, gentle habits and adjustments that can help you reclaim your peaceful, uninterrupted sleep. Stick with me until the very end, because I'm going to share something that might truly surprise you about your sleep and your overall well-being. So, let's dive right into the first crucial area that often plays a big part in those unwelcome 2 a.m. wake-up calls: what you put into your body, especially in the hours leading up to bedtime. You see, our bodies are constantly working to maintain balance, and one of the most critical balances is our blood sugar. If your blood sugar drops too low while you're asleep, your body actually interprets this as a stressor, a sort of emergency. To correct it, it releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Now, while these hormones are fantastic for getting you ready to face a challenge during the day, they are absolutely the last thing you want coursing through your system in the middle of the night. They are designed to wake you up, to make you alert, and that's precisely what they do. Often right around that 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. mark, when blood sugar levels can naturally dip the lowest, especially if your evening meal wasn't quite right. Think about what you're eating for dinner. Are you having a very heavy, rich meal late in the evening? Perhaps something high in refined carbohydrates like pasta, white bread, or a sugary dessert. While these might give you a quick energy boost, they can lead to a rapid spike and then a sharp crash in blood sugar hours later, triggering that emergency hormone release. To counter this, try to make your evening meal lighter and aim to eat it at least 2 to 3 hours before you plan to go to bed. Focus on a good balance of lean protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates like vegetables or a small portion of whole grains. For example, instead of a big bowl of spaghetti with a creamy sauce, consider a piece of baked fish with a generous serving of roasted vegetables and perhaps a small sweet potato. This provides a slow, steady release of energy throughout the night, helping to stabilize your blood sugar. And speaking of food, let's talk about those tempting evening snacks. If you find yourself reaching for a biscuit, a slice of toast with jam, or a bowl of ice cream before bed, you might be setting yourself up for that 2 a.m. wake-up. These can create the same blood sugar roller coaster. If you absolutely must have a snack, choose something small and protein-rich, like a few almonds, a small piece of cheese, or a spoonful of nut butter. These offer sustained energy without the dramatic sugar spikes and drops. It's about being kind to your body's internal clock and giving your digestive system a bit of a break before it needs to switch into repair mode during sleep. Now, beyond the food itself, we have to talk about what you drink, specifically caffeine and alcohol. Most of us know that coffee can keep us awake. But did you know that caffeine can stay in your system for many hours, even if you have your last cup of tea or coffee in the late afternoon? Its stimulating effects could still be lurking, preventing you from reaching the deeper, more restorative stages of sleep. The general rule of thumb is to cut off all caffeine, including some teas and chocolate, by early afternoon, ideally no later than 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. Experiment with switching to decaf coffee or herbal teas in the latter part of the day. Alcohol is another big one, and it's a bit sneaky. Many people think a glass of wine or a nightcap helps them fall asleep. And initially, It might. Alcohol is a sedative, so it can make you feel drowsy. However, as your body processes the alcohol, typically in the middle of the night, it actually fragments your sleep. It suppresses REM sleep, which is the most restorative stage, and causes you to wake up more frequently as it leaves your system. You might find yourself feeling hot, needing to use the bathroom more, or simply wide awake with a racing mind. If you're regularly enjoying a drink in the evening, try cutting it out for a few nights or reducing your intake significantly, especially in the hours leading up to bedtime. See if that makes a difference. You might be surprised at how much more soundly you sleep. Just these 2 dietary shifts can have a profound impact. Now that we've discussed what you put into your body, let's move on to an equally important aspect: the world you create around you when you sleep. Next, let's talk about the silent disruptors in your own bedroom. The environment you're trying to sleep in. Imagine your body is trying to settle down for a long, peaceful night, and then it encounters obstacles that are subtly sending signals to stay awake. Your sleep environment plays a monumental role in the quality and depth of your rest, and even small details can be surprisingly powerful in pulling you out of that precious deep sleep, often right around that 2 a.m. mark. First, light. Even the tiniest sliver of light can interfere with your body's production of melatonin, the sleep hormone. Think about it. The human body evolved to sleep in complete darkness. That little glowing alarm clock, the standby light on your television, the charging light on your phone, or even a street lamp shining through a gap in your curtains. These all send a message to your brain that it's not truly night. Your brain picks up on this, even if your eyes are closed, and it can disrupt your sleep cycles, leading to those frustrating awakenings. To counter this, make your bedroom as dark as a cave. Invest in blackout curtains or blinds that truly block out all outside light. Cover up or turn off any glowing electronics. If you have an ensuite bathroom and the light leaks under the door, consider placing a towel there. Every little bit of darkness helps your brain understand it's time for deep rest. Then there's temperature. Many people unknowingly sleep in rooms that are too warm, which can make it incredibly difficult to stay asleep. Your body temperature naturally drops as you drift off to sleep. And if your room is too warm, your body has to work harder to cool itself down, using up energy it should be conserving for repair and restoration. This struggle can easily wake you up. On the flip side, a room that's too cold can also be disruptive. The ideal temperature for most people is somewhere between 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Experiment to find what works best for you. It might mean turning down the thermostat a little at night, opening a window slightly if it's safe and quiet, or choosing lighter bedding. The goal is a comfortably cool environment that supports your body's natural temperature regulation for uninterrupted sleep. And finally, noise. Even if you think you're used to the sounds of your neighborhood or your home, persistent or sudden noises can pull you out of deeper sleep stages into lighter ones, or even wake you completely. This includes a dripping faucet, a rumbling refrigerator, traffic outside, or even a partner who snores. While you might not be able to eliminate all noise, you can certainly minimize it. Consider using earplugs, which can be remarkably effective for blocking out ambient sounds. Or try a white noise machine or an app that plays gentle, consistent sounds like rain, ocean waves, or a fan. This creates a sound mask that can help block out sudden disruptive noises, providing a more consistent and calming soundscape for your sleep. Next, beyond the physical environment, we need to address the mental environment. Our minds are often our biggest saboteurs when it comes to sleep. We've all been there lying awake, staring at the ceiling, as a parade of worries, to-do lists, and anxieties marches through our minds, often intensifying in the quiet solitude of the late night. This is especially true around 2 a.m., when the distractions of the day are gone and our thoughts can feel amplified. This mental chatter elevates your stress hormones, like cortisol, making it incredibly difficult to fall back asleep. To combat this, it's crucial to establish a wind-down routine that signals to your brain that it's time to shift from active thinking to restful preparation. This isn't about suddenly shutting off your brain, but gently easing it into a more relaxed state. About an hour before you plan to go to bed, start disengaging from stimulating activities. That means no more checking emails, scrolling through social media, watching intense news programs, or engaging in heated discussions. The blue light from screens can also suppress melatonin production, further disrupting your sleep. Instead, opt for calming activities. Read a physical book, listen to some soothing music, do some gentle stretching or restorative yoga, or perhaps enjoy a warm bath. The key is consistency. Doing these activities nightly helps train your brain to associate them with sleep. If you find that your mind is racing with worries or a never-ending to-do list, try a brain dump exercise earlier in the evening, perhaps an hour or two before your wind-down routine begins. Grab a notepad and pen and simply write down everything that's on your mind: worries, tasks for tomorrow, things you need to remember. Getting them out of your head and onto paper can often reduce their power over you at night. It's like telling your brain, "Okay, I've got this handled. You can rest now." And what if you do wake up at 2 a.m. with your mind racing despite your best efforts? The worst thing you can do is lie there and get frustrated, as that only adds to the stress. Instead, try a simple, calming breathing exercise. Slowly inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4. Hold for a count of 7. And then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 8. Repeat this several times. This breathing technique helps to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your body's rest and digest system, counteracting the stress response. If you find yourself still wide awake after 15-20 minutes, don't just lie there. Get out of bed and go to another room. Do something quiet and non-stimulating in dim light, like reading a boring book, until you feel sleepy again. Then return to bed. This helps your brain associate your bed with sleep, not with frustrated wakefulness. Now, beyond calming your mind, there's another often overlooked aspect to consistent sleep that has a profound impact: how much you move your body and your connection to natural light during the day. Our bodies are designed for movement, and a lack of physical activity can leave you feeling restless at night, even if you're mentally tired. It's not about running a marathon before bed, but rather about incorporating gentle, consistent movement into your daily routine. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate activity most days of the week. This could be a brisk walk, gardening, swimming, or even dancing. The important thing is to do it consistently and, crucially, not too close to bedtime. Vigorous exercise too late in the day can be stimulating and raise your body temperature, making it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. Try to finish any intense workouts at least 3 to 4 hours before you plan to hit the hay. A morning or early afternoon walk is ideal, as it combines movement with our final crucial sleep habit: exposure to natural light. Natural light, especially morning light, is incredibly powerful for regulating your circadian rhythm, which is your body's internal 24-hour clock that tells you when to be awake and when to sleep. When you expose yourself to natural light shortly after waking up, you're sending a strong signal to your brain that the day has begun. This helps to suppress melatonin production during the day and sets the stage for a stronger release of melatonin when evening comes. Preparing your body for sleep. Just 15 to 30 minutes of natural light exposure each morning can make a significant difference. Try having your morning tea or coffee outside, taking a short walk around the block, or even just sitting by a window. This daily dose of natural light helps to solidify your sleep-wake cycle, making it easier to fall asleep at night and to stay asleep through those crucial early morning hours. So, to recap these powerful, yet gentle strategies for overcoming those 2 a.m. wake-up calls, we've explored how small shifts in evening eating habits, a careful eye on caffeine and alcohol intake, transforming your sleep space into a truly dark, cool, and quiet sanctuary, calming a busy mind with wind-down routines and mental offloading, and finally, Incorporating gentle daily movement and vital exposure to natural light can make a world of difference. It's truly about listening to your body and making intentional choices that align with its natural rhythms. Remember, this isn't about striving for perfection overnight, nor is it about radical, uncomfortable changes. It's about taking one small, manageable step at a time. Even incorporating just one or two of these suggestions can begin to shift your sleep patterns for the better, laying the groundwork for more restful nights. Don't get discouraged if you have an off night. That's perfectly normal. Simply reset the next day. Remind yourself of your goals, and continue with your gentle, consistent efforts. Your body is incredibly resilient and responsive to these caring adjustments. You've lived a full life, gathered so much wisdom, and you've absolutely earned the right to peaceful, uninterrupted sleep. It's genuinely within your reach. And here's something that might truly surprise you. Something I mentioned at the beginning of the video. The real surprise for many people isn't some complicated medical breakthrough or an expensive gadget. The surprise is often the profound simplicity and interconnectedness of these factors, and how readily and gratefully our bodies respond to these foundational changes. It's discovering how much control you actually have over something that might have felt entirely out of your hands for so long. You might have believed that waking up at 2 a.m. was just an inevitable, frustrating part of aging, something you just had to accept. The true surprise is realizing that it's often not an unavoidable symptom of getting older at all, but rather a gentle, persistent call from your body for minor, thoughtful adjustments to your daily habits and environment. It's not one big, daunting problem, but a combination of several small, cumulative factors that, once addressed, pave the way for restful nights. For many, the biggest surprise is also the aha moment when they pinpoint the specific root cause for their unique situation. Perhaps it's realizing, I never knew my evening snack was doing that to my blood sugar, or I can't believe how much that tiny light on my charger was affecting me. It's discovering the power of personalized self-care for sleep, realizing that the solution lies not in external fixes, but in nurturing your body's inherent wisdom. The deepest surprise, the most profound realization, is often the profound sense of well-being that blossoms from consistent, quality sleep. Your energy levels soar, your mood brightens, your mind feels clearer, and your ability to enjoy every single day grows exponentially. It's the rediscovery of vitality, a renewed zest for life that comes from being truly rested. I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these strategies? What's been your biggest challenge with sleep? Or what's helped you the most in getting a good night's rest? Please share your insights and experiences in the comments below. Your wisdom and stories help not only me, but also countless others in our community who are navigating similar challenges. If you found this video helpful and feel a little more hopeful about getting your sleep back on track, please take a moment to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. We're here to share more practical tips and encouragement for living your best, most vibrant life at every age. Remember, every night is a new opportunity for rest and renewal. You absolutely deserve peaceful, uninterrupted sleep. Embrace these simple changes, be patient and kind with yourself, and look forward to waking up refreshed, restored, and ready for your day. Live your best life at every age.